This is an extract from a 1-hour interview. To watch the full interview, you can click below to join the Get Gallery Ready course. Until then, enjoy the video. Hi, Andrea. Thank you so much for joining me on this talk for the Get Gallery Ready course.
Hello, Marine. Thank you for inviting me.
You established your gallery, Jagged Art, in 2002, and your gallery promotes both up-and-coming and more established artists. And one of your particularities is you work across a range of media. So a lot of 3D pieces, primarily 3D pieces, and you do painting, photography, works on paper, you do bronze, you really do all sorts. And a big focus for the gallery is about craftsmanship and unusual and delicate techniques and materials. So I briefly introduced the gallery, but I'm really interested to hear in your own words. First of all, you came from Buenos Aires. How did you get to creating your own gallery in London? That's quite a long way.
Yes, it was a long journey. I am from Argentina originally, and I got by chance a job organizing an art exhibition of a very prestigious artist in Buenos Aires. And that first job took me to another job organizing and curating shows at different museums, the National Museum of Fine Art and the National Decorative Museum and different places. And then, because of my experience, I got a job organizing and becoming a founding member of the gallery's art fair in Buenos Aires called Arte Va. And we started it in 1991. It's a huge fair of contemporary Latin American art, but international art, and it's the biggest in South America. I did 5 years of that as director of the fair, working with, of course, a team of people and a foundation and doing other jobs at the same time. And I thought, well, I want to take a year off and come and live and study in the UK. And I came to study for 1 year at Christie's and to enjoy London. And this was back in 1995. 1 year turned into 29 this year. And I still love living in the city and all the things that it has to offer, which are incredible. So I moved here and I had to start again from scratch because I didn't know anyone here. And at the first day at Christie's, I met Janine Haythornthwaite, who was to become my dear friend and business partner in Jagged Art many years later. But she was the first person that I started chatting to. I got a job after the first year. That job was in a gallery in Cork Street. I got my first job here and I became manager of this gallery for 4 years. And then I moved on to a .com and I was editor of art. And then that .com was finished like many of the .coms. And I decided, what am I going to do now? And then I said, I'm going to try opening a gallery. And it was something that I really didn't want to because I knew the huge commitment. I used to see my boss and I knew how it was, but I thought, well, if I don't try it, I will never know. And I told Janine this, and she says, okay, I would love to do it with you. And that's how we started Jagged Art in 2001. We moved to Westbourne Studios in 2002 when they just opened. I think we were one of the first businesses there. And then we wanted it to be more like the storeroom of a gallery and where people would come and browse and they would discover their own things. And then we did lots of art fairs. We did lots of tours and visits to artist studios and different collections, private collections. And then we decided that we needed a place to show the works and have proper exhibitions. So in 2005, we moved to these premises and we've been here now for 19 years, it's going to be. And the gallery just evolved from there. And so that's, in a nutshell, my story or my background and how the gallery started.
You've got so many responsibilities and the phone, and it's happening all the time. And being a dealer, it's almost a way of life. It's you eat, you breathe, you sleep art in a way that maybe isn't too dissimilar to your artists.
True. It is not. I think an artist has that they eat, breathe everything art. They always want to be creating, they always want to be doing things. Here it's more or less, unless you have a gallery with lots of staff, which is not our case, it's a smaller gallery. You're there, and also I love talking to all of the clients who come into the gallery. For me, that's the nicest thing. When somebody walks in, we always go out and talk to them, because that's when the whole, from the artist studio to having the work in a show in conversation with other works, and then telling a client about the work, and then if they buy the work, that's a nicest part and way of closing that cycle. So I think it's very important. We are always here working on behalf of the artist. Maybe sometimes it doesn't seem so, but yes, we do. And when we do art fairs, so much work and so much pressure, talking to everybody, trying to make the sales, trying to show a wonderful stand, and all of those things. We are really working on their behalf and trying to put the work in the best possible context.
Yeah, so you're championing artists and trying to show their work, sell their work, get their work seen. That's really the important thing. So how do you typically work with artists? And there may not be a typical thing, so do tell me, but do you tend to start having works on consignment? Do you tend to trial an artist, see if it works on a group show?
And generally, that's how we do it. We have an artist. If I like the work, we would include the works in a group show and then take it from there. We would tell them that each gallery has a different way of working. Today, it's usually you don't sign a contract with an artist unless in an exclusivity contract, but you ask for an exclusivity, for instance, in London, and that if they're showing the work with somebody else, that they will let you know, or that they will inform you, and that you would consign the works through you. As I said before, the relationship between an artist and a gallery is a bit like a marriage. There has to be a complete trust on both sides, and they know that you are maybe the works, and sometimes it happens that you don't sell work for a long time. That doesn't mean that we are not trying, that we're making offers and the work is in the background. And not a lot of the works that I have in the show right now will sell right now, but they may sell in 3 months' time or in 2 years' time. I have people coming to the gallery saying, I saw something in a show 5 years ago. Do you still have it? It's like that. We are always seeding, always, and always promoting. And somebody may not buy it that day, but they will buy it later on. And the beauty of having a gallery now that it's 22 years old is that we have a lot of people coming back. When we started, it was more difficult, but now we always have someone coming in from different places, whether it's an interior designer, a private client, a hotel, or whatever. They're always coming to get something or to buy something that they've seen in the past. So that's very nice. And with the artist, that's what happens. Sometimes not a lot happens, and sometimes a lot happens. And what happens also is that in a fair, I sell a lot of somebody's work, and then the following year, I think that I'm going to sell the same, and then I don't sell anything. It's always one thing that I've learned in all of these years is that I cannot predict anything. I just keep doing my work patiently, passionately, as professionally as I can. And things will happen, but I cannot predict because it's never the same. One opening is full of people, another opening is not. You can never tell. That's all I can say.
Thank you for watching this clip from our interview. To watch the full 1-hour interview and get practical advice to work with galleries, click the link below and join the Get Gallery Ready course. This in-depth course for artists includes 5 sessions covering everything you need to know about galleries, 5 interviews with artists sharing their top tips with you, and 5 interviews with gallery directors so you can hear directly what they look for, how to approach them, how to get represented by a gallery, and so much more. Until then, we hope you enjoyed this video and you can click below to learn more and get started.